just to warn you, before 7 o'clock on this programme, appearing live, the political editor of ITV News, Robert Peston. He should be on around 10 to 7 if you want to be doing something else at that moment. Well, listening to all of that and joining me by video, it's such a delight to see you, Robert Peston, political editor of ITV, who regularly asked questions at the Downing Street coronavirus press briefings. How are you, first of all?
Not too bad, my old friend. How are you?
I'm well. Are you lying down?
I'm slouching. You know, I'm a great sloucher.
Yeah. Was that a chaise longue? Is it an antique fainting couch? What are you lying on?
I'll tell you later. It's a bit of furniture arcana. But anyway, press on.
Okay. Yes. On this business of the news conference, you're sitting there in your office or wherever you do it from, and you're geared up to ask the questions. Do you expect to get a follow-up, or is that like Christmas?
Look, it varies, depends on the mood of the minister. I mean, I have been abruptly terminated. Matt Hancock, actually, who quite often is actually quite generous with follow-ups, on one occasion did a sort of thank you very much, goodbye, in a very abrupt way. I'm not sure it did him any favours, actually, because mostly social media loves to give me a decent kicking. On this occasion, they were on my side, so which is very unusual. I mean, the only thing I would say, Eddie, about this issue of how they hit the mute button when they're not in the mood for follow-ups, or they worry that they're going to be put on the spot, is, I mean, traditional press conferences, frankly, over the last few years, have not really been models of, what you might call free and open interrogation. If you're lucky, in a traditional press conference, they let you have one question. I mean, the numbers of times I've been in a press conference with a prime minister or a senior politician, and one of their sort of flunkies has actually had their hand on the microphone at the same time as me. There's a sort of wrestling match to see whether you can hang on to it for a second question. So, although the technology makes it easier for them to cut one off, there's nothing new about the idea that politicians don't like being probed.
But is there something odd about Boris Johnson tomorrow? He's going to be telling us, get back to work, get on the tube, it's perfectly safe trip. But journalists not being allowed in the room. And we presume it's for health reasons, but isn't it odd?
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm not 100% certain yet whether it will be that traditional, rather surreal Zoom digital press conference. I mean, for what it's worth, when the Prime Minister did his great reopening the economy speech in a Dudley Further Education College 2 or 3 weeks ago, there's a tiny number of us. I mean, I think it was 5, not in a traditional press conference, you might get 50 journalists. Under social distancing rules, we had 5 journalists, I think, allowed in the room. So that was as much as anything feels normal at the moment, to return to sort of semi-normality. I don't know how they're going to do it tomorrow, but it is the case that, for example, the lobby briefing, which used to take place twice a day, once in Parliament, once in Downing Street, now takes place over the telephone, and it's a purely actually it's not really even digital. It's an old-fashioned conference call. So that's not yet returned to normal. But I have to say, in that case, I mean, sorry if I'm going on too long as usual. In that case, actually, the lobby briefing is actually a bit more useful than it normally used to be, because there seems to be almost unlimited time, and actually quite often one gets decent information out of it, which one didn't traditionally from the face-to-face thing.
Robert, I'm always grateful to you, and I should remind people, as well as being ITV's political editor, you have that excellent show which is available in various formats at various times. I've forgotten the name of it. What is it again?
It might be connected to my own name. You never know.
Oh, that's right. It's The Robert Show. Do not miss it. It's a vital piece of political commentary. Robert, thank you so much. Robert, someone there, ITV's political editor.